Today I wanted to share a little flip through sort of show and tell video of my new journal that I'm going to be working in. So I've just recently completed my last junk journal. I filled all the pages and I've got a completed journal flip through up on my channel. It's the video before this one if you want to go and see my pages all filled up. Because that journal is complete, it's now of course time to move into a new journal. And I always like to do a little before video where I just show the journal as it is. And then obviously if you are subscribed to my channel, you also get to see me work in it in the journal with me videos. And then when it's complete, you also get to see the completed flip through. So it's a whole journey. You get to see the journal evolve and fill up and bulk up. This one I purposely made quite skinny. I've not filled out the pages too much because my last journal got super bulky, so I'm trying to make sure I'm leaving myself plenty of room this time around. Now this particular journal I made alongside 7 others, so there's actually 8 in this particular collection, and then I knew that I was going to keep one of these journals for myself. The rest of them have been claimed. I'll try to remember to pop a picture up here on the screen so you can get a glimpse at what they look like at the moment. Right now they're not finished. I'm still working on them. And when I do finish them, I will make a video showing all the details in all the covers and the concepts and how they turned out. Now the concept idea for this collection is the seasons and garden or the landscape in the seasons. And my particular journal is supposed to be representing autumn. So the cover is this collection of different fabrics and vintage linens and trims that have come together to kind of represent the autumn landscape. And so I've also done summer, winter and spring journals, and they all look different to each other. They're just kind of my creative artistic representation of how I would imagine the land or the garden looking like in that particular season. So mine is autumn. I kept this one because I was drawn to the focal image, and I was also just drawn to some of the fabrics that I've used and just the colors. And here in Australia we're actually coming into autumn, so I feel like this will be quite fitting. You can see at the moment the journal lays really nice and flat, and again that's because I did not overstuff it. I was very minimal with the pages that I included inside, and that's just so that I can go crazy on the inside and really bulk it up if I want to. Another thing you'll notice on the cover is I've added some little beads and some little buttons and some little details here that are very tactile, and that's just to sort of add to the whole garden or autumn landscape sort of vibe and concept here, and it just adds that nice bit of texture. This was the first one that I finished off in the collection, so the rest of them don't have their beads on yet, but it was a bit of a test as well, just to see how bulky this would be when I'm actually journaling. And it's not too bad. You can feel a little bit of bulk behind where some of these buttons are. So that's something that I'll keep in mind when I'm finishing off the rest of the journals in the collection. I certainly wouldn't want to go much bulkier than this. So just giving you a quick close-up of the cover, I used some gorgeous Liberty fabrics, and then I teamed that up with some vintage linens from my collection. Cut some of these into patches, cut around some of the little leaves on the doilies, and then stitched them on individually. And then I've just used little bits of trims. This linen was perfect for this particular cover because here you've got an image of a boy and a girl chopping some wood, some firewood with their father, which was really sweet. So I felt like this tree or this sort of log linen went with that image really well. The spine has some of the same fabrics. I've added a little bit of beading as well on the top and the bottom. And I didn't add any charms just because there's already a lot going on. And this is what the back looks like. So on the inside of my journal, I've kept things pretty simple. So we have the window here, and that peeks through to the focal image, which is on the first page. And again, this is this lovely little storybook image of the children collecting firewood with their dad. So I thought that was really nice. And one thing that I've done in this journal is I've included a lot of drawing or art pages because I definitely want to encourage myself to do more art. And I'm also kind of finding that I'm quite drawn to a more blank space. I love having the pops of pattern. I love having the eclectic pages, and you'll see that in here as well. I wanted to make the mixture a little bit more plain and a little bit less patterned for this time. What I have done is on some of these plain pages, I've gone ahead and I've added some stamping, and that's just to add that little bit of interest and sort of eclectic feel to the pages, and also give me that starting point to the page. So on the first page, I stamped my name, Johanna, along the side of the page, and then a little flower at the top. I've included some scrapbook papers that I felt like represented autumn or fall. I've included some book pages, and then I've also included scraps and things that I had that I've just been kind of hoarding and collecting for a long time. So this paper here was the lining paper to an old planner that I had. So this was a couple of years ago, and I wanted to reuse this beautiful pattern. So I pulled it out. I've just covered up my details there because I need to put something over that when I journal. So I've included some book pages that represent the season really well. And then again, I've added some stamping with some gold ink. I've included some of the same storybook pages that I included in my last journal. I really love those pictures, those illustrations, and I like the weight and the feel of the paper as well. And then one other thing that I've done is I've just gone ahead and I've glued some things in. So these are scraps of paper. This is one of my favorite scrapbook papers. And I've just glued a little remnant over the page, and then it actually just folds over, and I've glued it there as well. So some more border stamps, and I've kept the stamping pretty minimal because I don't want this to hinder my journaling in any way. On these pages, again, I've glued some scraps of paper that I felt like went well with the theme of autumn or fall, and then some book pages again that represent the season. This is perfect. It says autumn fires, has a little poem here, and then this gorgeous illustration of the children raking up the leaves. I've just glued on a few more little scraps of paper, same here. So that just gives me kind of like a landing place, a place to spark some kind of journaling inspiration. A little bit of stamping here on these pages, and then this is the napkin that my friend Susan sent to me, and I just glued this down on the page. So this page feels kind of thick and a little bit different to the others. It's got a nice texture to it. Another scrapbook paper that went well with the autumn theme. And then I have a few special cards that I've bound in. So these were sent to me from my friend Michelle. This one I felt like was really special and beautiful, so I included it in my own journal, and I actually just bound it in as a page. I love the little duck. This cool canoe paper with the paddles on the back. I love the tones in that. And then again, just some more border stamping. I have some really lovely stamps. I have a nice collection of stamps that are very versatile, but they're one of those supplies that I sometimes forget to pull out, especially when I'm journaling. And I felt like pulling them out before I actually start journaling and using them across some of the pages is a really good way to use them and to remind me that I have them as well. So I like the way that they look on the page. I love this paper. I've been keeping this paper to bind into one of my own journals. It's from the Edith Holden diary, of course. This particular one though, I love how it sits in the middle of the page, so I wanted this to be a full page spread. I've collaged little bits of scraps on the page, and again just kept that stamping quite minimal and the pattern's quite minimal. These colours are lovely for autumn. For this page, I've made the page longer just by sticking this piece of scrap off to the side. So this page was originally a bit shorter here, and so on the back side glued this scrap down, and that's made the page that little bit longer, and you get a different pattern picking out on each side. Using stamps to create a symmetrical sort of design, like a border or some interesting corners on the page. And if I come to these journal pages later on and I decide to stick things over the top of the stamping, that's totally fine as well. I just wanted to give myself a bit of inspiration. I attached this vintage book page with some tape because it was just a little scrap of it. I love the aged tape here on the page, and this is of course perfect for autumn, so I had to include that in here. This is a little scrap of wallpaper which I've glued onto the page. Some beautiful pattern papers from American Crafts, and then just some other scraps of papers which I've glued down on the page. This is a pocket here. more stamping, and some other book pages. For this pattern paper, I folded it into a pocket as well, and I wanted this to sit in the middle of the signature so that we have a double spread. This looks very painterly, and I love this paper, so I wanted to include that as well. Another little scrap of pattern off the edge here. I feel like these little bits of patterns and interest are just enough without overbearing the page, so it still makes each page interesting, still gives you that starting point, it brings in the theme of the journal, but it doesn't overwhelm the page, so you can still journal very freely. Another scrap of pattern here and a little stamp along the top, and then some other book pages that I've included. This is another gorgeous card, which I felt like the colors fit well with autumn, so I included this. I love the little strip of gold down the side, and then some more beautiful pattern papers from some American Crafts paper pads. This is another page where I've just collaged a couple of different scraps together. This is a really good idea too if you have little bits of scraps of some of your favorite papers and you don't really know what to do with them. Sometimes it's hard to use scraps, so a good way and a really easy, simple way to use them is just to collage them on a page in your own journal so you can enjoy them. And sticking a few together like this kind of creates your own pattern page. You could fill up the whole page if you wanted to, but I feel like this just gives, again, it just gives enough to inspire you and to decorate the page without overwhelming it. More beautiful children's book pages here. Love this one in the middle of the spread. Another scrap that I've glued onto the page, and I just added a little bit of tape as well. And then more stamping, more gluing, more of the same thing. So this is the back of that card that I just showed you, and I've just covered up the text of the card with some bits of scrap. More stamping on the plain art paper. I'm hoping to encourage myself to paint more in my journal. I really enjoyed doing that. On this page, I attached this piece of wallpaper that I've had floating around for a while. I attached it with glue, I added some tape to help secure it, and then on the back where it sticks to this short page, I just added more strips of tape just so that it's in there nice and strong. Again, by adding this bit of wallpaper to the back of the page makes this page that little bit longer. And more of the same thing throughout the back. So quite plain compared to most of my junk journals. I usually add more patterns and less plain. I like to have things in my journal. I like to have starting points and papers that inspire me, but I'm trying to encourage myself artistically to use that as a starting point and an inspiration point, but to not rely on it. So if I come to a page that's quite plain, to actually encourage myself to use my own creativity to fill the page. Kind of like a bit of a challenge for myself, and I've also made sure not to overfill the journal so that I can glue a lot of stuff in here. I can keep a lot of photos and I won't have to worry too much about it becoming too bulky. I also had this envelope from a really old diary, like a yearly diary, and in the back of it, it had this envelope. It's quite bulky, so I decided to glue this in the back of my journal, and I can use this just to catch extra bits. As I come to the end of my journal, if I have things just floating around, I can throw them into this pocket. I forgot to mention as well that I just lined the inside of the journal with this cute floral, which I feel like goes well with an autumn theme as well, with the pops of yellow and the dark navy. So that is my new personal junk journal. I really love it. I'm really excited to fill it up with lots of memories and art and just have fun playing in here. I'm also really hoping to film a lot more journal with me's in the coming weeks and months. So if you enjoy those types of videos, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. And yeah, if you have any questions about this journal or if there's anything you would like to know, please leave me a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon in my next video. Bye for now.